Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is MiniKing. Thank you for on my channel. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. So guys, in today's video, we're going over 5 guns that deserve a buff here in Call of Duty World War II. I feel like these 5 guns are guns that people avoid using in this game because when you're using them, you're pretty much giving yourself a disadvantage because you're gonna get yourself outgunned, by STGs, bars, all the good guns in this game. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Just to let you guys know, you might hear some noises going on in the background. That is because it's very windy right now where I live, so just keep that in mind. You might hear some random noises going on. But anyways, starting off with number 5, the SVT. So guys, using this gun for a couple hours, I noticed that you really have to sweat to do good because this gun is absolutely terrible. The fire rate on this gun, or I should say the fire rate cap on this gun, is very, very bad because as you guys know, this is a semi-automatic assault rifle. And obviously with a semi-automatic assault rifle in Call of Duty, you have to press the trigger button every single time you want it to fire. So that's when the fire rate cap actually comes into play because the fire rate cap pretty much restricts you from being able to use your trigger finger. In past Call of Duties like World at War, you were able to use your trigger finger to make the gun shoot very, very fast. But in this game, the fire rate cap restricts you from being able to use your trigger finger, so the gun shoots very slow. So I think an easy fix for this gun would just be to raise the fire cap so we can shoot bullets a little bit faster. But anyways, moving on to number 4, the sawed-off shotgun. Hands down, this is the worst gun in this game by far. I mean, just look at some of these kills I'm trying to get. Like, I'm getting hit marker after hit marker after hit marker. This gun is absolutely terrible, and I think it needs a major, range buff, and it definitely needs a damage buff as well. There's not really much else to say about this gun. I mean, it's just the worst gun in the game, and I know if you guys have tried using this gun, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So avoid the sawed-off shotgun until they actually buff it because this gun is very, very bad. I mean, I've said it so many times already. I think you guys get the point. You guys are seeing the gameplay right now, and all this gameplay that you guys are going to see from all these guns are probably very, very bad because I had a hard time, actually getting good gameplay because these guns are just, giving me a disadvantage while I'm using them. So just bear with me with the gameplay, but I think you guys can tell, how bad this gun actually is just by looking at the gameplay. But anyways, moving on to number 3, the M1A1 carbine. Again, this is a semi-automatic assault rifle, which means that you have to pull the trigger every single time you want to shoot it, and the fire rate on this gun's a little bit faster than the SVT, but not by much. The reason this gun is on this list though is because the damage on it is very bad. I mean, that's what's pretty much holding it back from being a good gun. Everything else about this gun is totally fine. The fire rate's actually pretty fast on it. It's just that the damage is bad, so every time that you're trying to shoot them, you have to put a lot of bullets in them until they actually die. So it definitely needs a damage buff, and if they do that, I think this gun could be, kind of fun to use. Alright guys, moving on to number 2, we're actually going to a sniper rifle. We're talking about the Lee Enfield. So everyone knows that the best sniper in this game right now is the Kar98, hands down. I mean, it is by a long slide. I mean, everything about this gun is good. It has good mobility, the fire rate's good, and the ADS time is fantastic, which makes it very easy to snipe with this sniper. Out of all 3 bolt action sniper rifles that are in this game, ranking them from best to worst, I think the Kar98's the best, then the Springfield, and then we have the Lee Enfield, which is a gun that we're going over right now. So after getting the Lee Enfield Gold and using it for a couple hours, you just kind of notice that the ADS time on this gun is just way too slow compared to the other 2 bolt action sniper rifles that are in this game. I also seem to get a lot of hit markers with this sniper rifle. Now I know that it is a lower level sniper rifle, which means that you unlock it at a lower level, but still, I think this gun should be able to compete with the other 2 bolt action sniper rifles in this game, because right now the Kar98 is just the go-to sniper rifle. I mean, you unlock it after you prestige your division once, so I'm hoping that the Lee Enfield does receive a little bit of a buff in the damage category, and the ADS time, is a little bit faster if they do buff this weapon. But anyways, moving on to number 1, we have a submachine gun. I mean, finally, most of the submachine guns are pretty balanced. It's probably the, best balance category of guns in this game, but we're talking about the grease gun. Personally, I want this gun to get a buff, and I'm hoping that it does get a buff because I really like the iron sights on this gun. I mean, you can just tell that this gun's a lot weaker than all the other submachine guns in this game. The damage is terrible, the fire rate's not too good. Overall, this gun just suffers in all categories, and it doesn't compare to any of the other guns of how good it actually is. I mean, ever since the beta, this gun was not very good, so I definitely think it deserves some tweaking to it. But again, this is a low level gun, and you unlock it, you know, from the start of this game, which is why it's not going to be, you know, obviously the best submachine gun in this game. But I think it does deserve a little bit of a buff because right now I just think it's, you know, a lot worse compared to all the other submachine guns in this game. But I'm hoping that these guns do receive a buff at some point of this game's life cycle, especially those semi-automatic rifles. I mean, those types of guns were used so much back in World War II, and you just don't see anyone using them in this game because they're so bad compared to all the other assault rifles in this game. But guys, let me know what you think about this topic. Feel free to put your own, you know, top 5 guns that you think deserve a buff down in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys think. But guys, if you enjoyed the video in any way, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to stay with everything Call of Duty, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. But guys, this has been the Miniature King. Peace out, everyone.